Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I have another Power Rangers review for you. Here are the latest in the line of legacy action figures for Power Rangers, and quite honestly, the last ones really. So I know I'm late. The Lightning Collection Power Rangers figures from Hasbro are starting to show up, and I have them. So stay tuned for that review. But just before I jump into those, I wanted to wrap up the Legacy line and finally close this out. So I have the last releases. We have the Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space, which I'm actually kind of excited about because the Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space, super cool. What bums me out though is we're not getting Psycho Yellow or Psycho Pink. That really is a bummer. We have Psycho Green and Psycho Silver, which is a comic exclusive, and then also a Ranger in Disguise, but not the female Psycho Rangers, like, especially Psycho Pink. Like, she was crucial to the story and stuff, too. Like, come on. That's disappointing, Bandai. But you know what? We're done with Bandai, so we're not going to dwell on that too much. But we have the remaining Dino Thunder Rangers. Dino Thunder Yellow, still in the old style packaging, because she was probably meant to be released a long time ago and never was. And we have Dino Thunder White, which I love that suit, so I'm excited to have that. And then also there's a GameStop exclusive Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. I love the Armored Mighty Morphin Red suit, so I had to pick that up as well. So here they are. Let's take a quick look at the packaging up close. So let's start with Dino Thunder Yellow, because this is the old style packaging right here. You got your series logo, build a Megazord, so we can finally make the Thundersaurus Megazord. I've been waiting for that, so that's nice to finally have that complete set. But here is Kira right here, the Dino Thunder Yellow Ranger, and then the back of the box shows you all the pieces needed to make the Thundersaurus Megazord, which we've had these three, but finally now we have the remaining pieces needed, so definitely excited about that. So that brings us then to Dino Thunder White. So this is the new style packaging, or I mean, I guess technically this is old now because Hasbro's here with Lightning Collection, but this is the updated style with the Lightning Bolt logo there. Yeah, definitely a little bit more sleek looking, you know, in comparison. But you know, some could also argue it's a little more plain looking. I love the Lightning Collection boxes. They look even better. But I know I keep harping on Lightning Collection because I'm so excited about it. But let's, you know, focus on this. So there you go. Great articulation. Super detail. I love how just that's all their description of this figure. Just great articulation, super detail, trust us. All right, Bandai, let's see. Then here we have the Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. This is a GameStop exclusive, although to be fair, your best bet at finding any of these figures is at GameStop. In fact, was Dino Thunder Yellow a GameStop exclusive? It might have been. I think it was. I think so. It's been a while. But yeah, I do like the shiny gold that I can already see, so we'll take a look at that. Got all sorts of accessories as well. So there you have it. Great articulation, super detail. Armored Mighty Morphin Red. That brings us to the Psycho Rangers here. Here is Psycho Black, Power Rangers in Space representing. I like how each of the Psycho Rangers does come with their own unique weapon, so that's certainly pretty nice. And then the back of the box, great articulation, super detail. There you have it, Psycho Black. And then Psycho Blue. I feel like it's been a little while since I've seen some of those episodes, but I do feel like this blue is a little bit lighter than it was in the show. Am I right? I don't know. It's a nice looking blue though. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a nice looking blue, and he's got his unique weapon there, but it does seem slightly off. I just don't remember it being that light blue color, but great articulation, super detail. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. And then last but not least, we have Psycho Red right here. The leader of the Psycho Rangers. Pretty interesting. There you go. There you go. And the back of the box, of course, as well. Do they actually... Wait. Is that on the promo image? Is that messed up paint on his mouth? Like on the... it's not really the mouth, but like, you know, that part of the helmet. Is that really... Did Bandai really? You're gonna... Your promo image, but great articulation, super detail, yay! So anyways, let's open all these up and take a look at the final legacy figures to be released from Bandai. All right, here they are out of the packaging. We have Dino Thunder yellow and white, Psycho black, red, and blue, and the Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. So before we jump into the figures themselves, let's just get the Build a Megazord stuff out of the way. So Dino Thunder yellow comes with this part of the Thundersaurus Megazord, the main body and head, and Dino Thunder white comes with the, the left leg. If you want the Thundersaurus Megazord, you're going to have to get those figures and combine them. So here they are. And then I have the pieces from the other Rangers as well. So Dino Thunder, where do I have it? Do I have it here? I don't know where it went. Yes, here it is. Dino Thunder Black came with the other leg. Dino Thunder Blue came with the Triceratops arm, and Dino Thunder Red came with the T-Rex tail arm. So, now that we have all the pieces, let's form the Thundersaurus Megazord. Look, we all know Hasbro's doing away with the whole Build-A-Figure thing for the Megazords with their Lightning Collection. I think that's good. I think I like having little Megazord figures, but I would rather they release them separately on their own. I would buy a figure without having to buy all these pieces, you know what I mean? So maybe one day they'll do that, that's great, but hold on, let me do this off camera because it's a little hard. Geez, this thing is kind of tight. There we go. Yeah, so that's the disappointing thing about how they distributed these. The figures themselves also for these are not that great. Some of them are better than others, I will say. Some are certainly better than others. And I grabbed a couple to compare. I don't have all of mine on hand right now. It's hard with a camera in front of your face, but it does take a little bit of push to get some of these to click into place. So, alright. I do like the Thundersaurus Megazord design. I have the Thundersaurus Megazord, like, deluxe toy from the Dino Thunder toy line. And here it is, all completed, finally, after all this time. And, was it worth it? No. Look, I love the Thundersaurus Megazord design, okay? I think it's great. But this toy really just ends up looking just like a cheap little version of it because it's missing a ton of paint. And also, the legs are way too tall in proportion, I feel like. Like, that just, it seems, yeah, it just seems too big. There's no paint in the back there. It's just, it's very cheap looking. Yeah. Look, articulation-wise, it's very posable, as you can see, right? The arms do rotate around. You have a good range of motion there. There's an elbow joint as well. So there's that flexibility. The legs can also move forward and back and to the side as much as they can without popping off. So you just gotta be a little careful about that. And then they do bend at the elbow as well. There's a little bit of twisting motion. This is on a, ball joint, so lots of movement there. So the nice thing about these figures, again, is they are very posable. Like, that is really cool. I like being able to pose figures like that. I just hope that, with Hasbro, they release, if they end up, doing Megazord figures one day, they release them with more paint and detail, which I think they will. If we've seen their Lightning Collection, I think they've done a good job with that. So anyways, I don't want to harp on that too much, but there's that real quick comparison. I just grabbed what I could. Here's the Mighty Morphin Megazord right here, and then one of my all-time favorite Megazords, the Astro Megazord right here as well. This figure does look really nice. I do really like the Astro Megazord. I think that one is worth getting for sure. But the Megazord is not too bad either, actually. I kind of like the stylized look for the Megazord. Although down here, the feet really do look cheap. But, okay, we're getting off track. Let's focus. Thundersaurus Megazord, there it is in comparison. It fits in with all of these, so I guess that's nice. But you can technically mix and match pieces too, but we're not going to do that. So, let's move all those out of the way. And now, let's take a look at the actual figure. So let's get the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger out of the way because he's very similar to what we've already seen. So he comes with the Dragon Dagger and the Power Sword, as you can see right here. He's got both little holsters. He's got the the Blade Blaster, the same thing that all the Mighty Morphin Rangers have. This is the same Dragon Dagger and same Power Sword that are sold with the Red Ranger and Green Ranger, you know, separately. So there's no paint differences as far as I could tell with those. But I do like they used a nice gold there. And also, we know how they've had mistakes in the past with different things. Whereas here, they do have a gold Morpher, you have the T-Rex, so, you know, we don't have like a silver belt or some weird thing like that. So at least they were, you know, pretty decent on that. Yeah, I mean, and also one thing that I noticed is this part right here is silver. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. I'm looking at the regular Ranger and it's white, the regular Mighty Morphin Red. So that is a little different. But here's the comparison as well. So again, silver Power Morpher here. So yeah, I mean, it's basically the same figure. They just, you know, added the gold bands and then the gold shield, which came from the Green Ranger. So there you have it. Very, very similar there. But yeah, so that is the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Alright, so I actually had to stop recording because I had to go to the grocery store and grab something for my wife real quick. So I think where we left off was we were comparing the details of the figures. Let's just jump right to the articulation real quick then. So the head, you know, rotates, moves up and down. The arms do rotate. There's a little bit of hindrance there from the shield. You do have a decent bit of motion here, so this whole piece is going to rotate as well. Double joint right there at the elbow. This whole glove rotates. The hand, you know, being right there on the ball joint. You do have movement right there. The whole upper body twists around. The legs move forward, back to the side. This whole piece rotates. Double joint right there at the knee. The whole boot rotates. Lots of range of motion here as well. So lots of articulation. A lot of the standard stuff for the Legacy figures that we've seen in the past as well, but pretty good range of motion for posing it however you would like. So there you have it. There's the Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. If you already have Mighty Morphin Red and or Green, you kind of know what to expect. You know, I get this if you really like the suit, which I personally do. So there you have it. All right, so let's move him out of the way and then get to let's do the Dino Thunder Rangers then. So let's take a look at these figures. So real quick, I will grab right here the other Dino Thunder Rangers, and ta-da, we finally have the team, yay! I love when we have full teams, so it certainly does look nice to have all of them together. I think they do blend in well together, and I like the consistency with a lot of these figures too, because again, we haven't really seen that as much. That being said, there is a slight difference or two with the yellow Ranger figure in comparison that I do want to kind of mention. It's a little hard to see, so I don't know how big of a deal it is or not, but look closely at the chest piece right there, and you see how this is like a more of a, so like this would be a gold color, and whereas this one is a little bit like a brighter gold versus like a darker gold, kind of. It's a little hard to see, but slightly different shade of gold there. Also, you know, you look closely at the belt right here, slightly different, maybe it seems. Yeah, you can kind of see it here in the color. It's not as bad as we've seen with other Legacy figures being different, but it is a little different, so keep that in mind. In terms of the weapon, it's going to be the same, you know, amount of paint that the other blasters had before, which is not much. So I do think these blasters don't look good without the paint. I like the way they look normally, but with all the missing paint, they don't look so great. You have the Morpher, which is a solid black, which I think really sticks out, and that kind of sucks. At least it appears to be accurate, somewhat, kind of. I think so, in terms of her Terrazord right there, but I I don't know. It's just the solid black just really sticks out. And then, you know, you have the general issue with Legacy figures in general, which is just, like, look at her. Like, what happened to her, like, body shape? Like, it's all out of proportion. Yeah, Bandai. I'm so glad that we're on to Hasbro now. So let's, you know, you've seen the figure. So articulation wise, you know, the head rotates, moves up and down, arms rotate. They move up all the way, which is nice. This whole piece rotates. You have a single joint at the elbow. So a lot of times where you have double joints with the males, you have a single joint with the elbows, because of course the females have to be all fragile and stuff, right, Bandai? Like, what is that nonsense? Then you have this, you know, the handpiece being on the ball joint there. So the whole chest piece does rotate and technically twist around, sort of. It pops off pretty easily, actually, on this figure. This whole upper body does not rotate, but you do have this like hard plastic skirt here. So really, like, her legs move apart a little bit, but they can't really move forward or back. Like, it really barely moves. This hard plastic really does not allow for much movement. You do have a double joint at the knee, and then this entire boot piece does rotate, and then good amount of range of motion for the feet as well. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, she just looks weird. Like, the proportions and stuff just don't do her justice, and then limited articulation, I don't know, it just doesn't, not the greatest representation of this Ranger here. So, which, again, if you've been buying the Legacy figures, that shouldn't be a surprise. That's kind of how a lot of the Legacy figures have been. So it's more of the same with that. So there you have it. So then let me grab Dino Thunder White over here as Psycho Blue just kind of falls over. So again, we're kind of keeping with the Legacy tradition of, you know, overly muscular, you know, Ranger figures and stuff. So, you know, it is what it is with that. But aside from that, I do think the figure overall looks pretty good. I love the suit though, so I might be biased. I think the suit is pretty great. And like, that helmet is so slick looking, the red, the shield, everything. Like, it just, I really like the suit. Although, again, in typical Bandai fashion, cheaping out on certain things, looks nice from here. Flip it over, that looks bad. Like, you have the outlines of stuff. Like, just finish it. Finish it, you know? Like, I don't know. Also, I don't know. Something about some of the lines and stuff just seems a little off to me in terms of the design. I'd have to double check reference from the show to see how accurate it is or not, but something just seems slightly off with it. But overall, from the front especially, it does look pretty decent. You know, so there you have it. You have the weapon here, the Drago Dagger, I believe it was. Was that right? I'm trying to remember from the show. It's been a little while. It's all right, you know, could use more paint, but it is what it is. And then he holds it right there. So there you have it. It is a little loose in the hand. But yeah. Articulation wise, so the head will rotate as much as the shield piece will let it. The shield piece is solid. It's not going to come off, so keep that in mind. Does allow for some movement there. So it's also going to, you know, stop the range of motion there. Pretty much same range of motion that the Armored MMPR Red had. So I'm not going to spend too much time going over it, but you can sort of see the same style there. The whole top half of the body does rotate as well. Same range of motion for the legs. You have this whole leg piece that rotates, double joint there. The whole boot rotates. The only real difference is that there was a glove on the Armored MMPR Red that rotated, whereas here this is all one solid piece, and then the hand rotates. So, but yeah, so pretty standard articulation. You know, pretty decent at least for that. So there you have it, Dino Thunder White. Glad to finally at least have the set complete. So now on to the Psycho Rangers here. So real quick, here are the three of them, and I'm just gonna throw in the other Psycho Rangers just for the heck of it here. So let's put in Psycho Silver right there. which was Zane in disguise. So I guess spoilers if you haven't watched Power Rangers in Space by now. And then Psycho Green, which is a comics exclusive character. So that's kind of cool that we have that. But it does bum me out that we don't have Psycho Yellow and Psycho Pink. Also, we are getting another Psycho Ranger story for the Boom Comics this year, which I'm excited about, which should be really, really cool. But yeah, and you know, just to clarify in the comments, most people should know this by now. The Legacy line is dead. Hasbro is doing their Lightning collection. Hasbro is not going to release more Legacy figures. If they ever do make a Psycho Yellow and Pink, it's going to be in line with their Lightning collection, not with these figures. Keep that in mind. So if you have any hopes and dreams of Psycho Yellow and Psycho Pink being released, sorry, squash them. It's over. It's too late. It's done. Hasbro officially has a license. It's not happening. There you go. So these are all the Psycho Rangers we're going to get. So you can pretend that they're females, I guess, maybe, and just... I don't know. This is really all we got. So I will say that I do think that, you know, all of them look nice together. I do like the consistency that they have there, where they all have the little gold piece in the middle. Pretty much everything's pretty consistent, even down to like the little striped colors on the feet there, all match the colors of the Psycho Rangers themselves. So, you know, I do like all of that consistency. But let's move those out of the way. Focus on these guys here. So, Psycho Red. Pretty solid looking one. I think he's my favorite out of the three. And if you were ever to get only one of them, Psycho Red is what I'd recommend. And it makes sense. It's the red, you know, leader of the Psycho Rangers here. Yeah, pretty nice solid red color. So there's the back. Again, it's been a little while since I've seen the show, so I can't remember exactly like how accurate or not this is to the suit, but from my memory, like nothing jumps out to me here that looks like it's missing. You know what I mean? Like, I think they at least captured the main essence of the characters, if not the full details. But they have lots of these little like silver dots all over. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, overall, pretty decent. The weapon he comes with is very cheap looking. Just a little bit of red right there, and that's it. On both sides, but yeah, not a huge fan of that, but overall, pretty decent figure. So, articulation-wise, again, is going to be very similar, but we'll go through it anyway. So, movement there. The entire upper body does not actually rotate all the way around, though. I think this thing hinders it a little. The arms rotate around as much as this piece will allow for, but, you know, good range of motion there. This whole piece rotates. You have a double joint right there. This does not rotate. This is all one solid piece, but then you have the hand on the ball joint there. Legs, pretty standard movement. This whole leg piece does rotate. Double joint at the knee. And then the feet have your pretty standard movement for the Legacy figures. So, there you have it. That is Psycho Red. So then, let's take a look at Psycho Blue. You know, and I already mentioned that the color seems a little too light from my memory, at least. But, still, you know, not too bad. I think out of the three of them, I like his weapon the best, this little axe thing. Very interesting. I like the blue and silver combo there, so that certainly does look nice. But otherwise, I mean, there's not much more to say. It's more of the same as the Red Ranger. Same articulation, same, it's just different paint job and different weapon. That's it. So, very easy for them to make these Psycho Rangers, which makes it all the more frustrating that we didn't get Psycho Yellow and Pink, but, you know. But yeah, here it is. Alright, and then Psycho Black. Again, not much more to say about these. Here's his weapon right here, very basic looking. It is what it is. Psycho Black's my least favorite because the black just really kind of blends in with the rest of the design. So it looks more plain looking because there just isn't as much to him, you know? The black just really just blends in with everything else. So I don't know how much more they could have done to differentiate that specifically. I'm sure they could have done something, but in comparison to the others, he just looks more basic. So, Same articulation and everything. So yeah, I mean, that's it. That's the Psycho Rangers, the Dino Thunder Rangers, the Armored Mighty Morphin Red, all of that fun stuff. There they are. That's it, folks. The end of the Legacy line. It is complete. Done. Goodbye. Good riddance. No, okay, look. There are things that are nice about the Legacy line. I'm not gonna be one of those people that just hates on Bandai completely. I think there are things that they have done nicely. Some of the figures do look pretty decent. Like look, I think the Psycho Red Ranger figure, like that, like look at this. That looks pretty good. You know? Pretty good. I think the things that I'm excited about for Lightning Collection are the more accurate proportions of characters. They're not overly muscular, better paint. We'll have to see how the articulation goes in comparison, but, you know, there's some good stuff. I think a lot of the issues with the Legacy line also stemmed from the differences in, like, silver buckles or black paint on the Morphers, so the inconsistencies. Right? But also the distribution of the figures and the way that the Build-A-Megazord pieces were released, the wave structure. So a lot of the logistical stuff behind them was also pretty terrible. And the female Ranger figures weren't that great. It was nice to get some, though. But many of them were, like, GameStop exclusive. Like, you know? So, look. It's one of those things where there was some good stuff with them, but overall, I'm excited about the next chapter in the Power Rangers toy line. So, with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this review of the final Legacy figures. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. If you are interested in any of these, go to your GameStop before it's too late and just pick up some of these. But, coming up next, I have the Lightning Collection Wave 1. I have all 4 of them. I'm very excited about it, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And get ready, guys. New Power Ranger stuff on the way. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you later.